Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Am I the A-hole? Story 1. AITA for not allowing my mill to look after my 12-week-old baby. I, 24F, have been called a selfish asshole by my boyfriend, 25M, for not allowing his mother to look babysit. I want to start by saying I really get along with Mill. We're not married, but Mill is easier to say. I think this is also why it's such a shock that I said no to her babysitting, as we've always really gotten along. I have many reasons which I feel are valid. For a start, she's a smoker and a heavy drinker. She's drank every day of her life for 10 plus years and also smokes a lot. She also has a large Rottweiler. This dog has bitten her younger son before. He's 10M. This dog has also snapped at my hand before, and barks/growls especially at kids. She also has a daughter, 13F. Both her kids have a nicotine vape. She says that their dad bought them it and she can't take it off them because they won't let her. Her younger son has autism and regularly runs away, and she has to run after him. Social work have been involved as the police frequently have to take the kid home while he's running the streets half naked. The whole situation with her and her younger children is a bit messy, and I don't want to add my baby into the equation. I don't feel comfortable or that he is safe being left at her house without myself being present. My boyfriend doesn't see any red flags at all and says I should just allow his mum to babysit, as she's getting upset about not being allowed. I said to my boyfriend that he should be on my side with this, and if it was anyone else he wouldn't allow the baby to stay in these circumstances, so the fact that it's his mother shouldn't change things. I told him he should care about the safety of our baby over his mother's feelings, and he disagreed and said I'm a selfish asshole. So, AITA. Story 2. AITA for telling my dad and stepmom I'm never going to give their religion more of a shot. I'm 17M and my parents divorced when I was 2/3. The reason for the divorce is my dad found God and became super religious after being an atheist for years and marrying my mom and having me as an atheist. My parents were on the same page until they weren't, and my dad was pushing for mom to convert and to baptize me and stuff. My mom didn't give in and they ended up divorcing. In the divorce, mom was granted decision-making on religion, so while I technically could attend church with them until I turned 12, once I turned 12 it could not be forced. I could not be forced to attend religious education classes and would not be forced into becoming a member of the church. As soon as I was 12 I was out of church and I have never stepped back inside since. My dad remarried when I was 7 and he and my stepmom have kids together. They were both really distressed when I said no to church and when I refused to attend church stuff with them. Even more so when I didn't pray with them. I sit quietly when they do that, but I do not join in. I even told them I have never said a single prayer in my life. They might have brought me to church for years, but I did not take part in any of it. Now that I'm almost 18 they are starting to panic and they have been trying to pull me into these conversations where they ask me to give religion and God a chance. They wanted me to attend church once or twice more with them and really listen, etc., etc. I always knew it was a no. The first time they started saying this stuff it was a no. I don't believe in any of it. I never have and I never will. I told them the last time that I am never going to believe in their religion and I will never give it more of a shot. I said they can believe and that's fine. But I'm an atheist who doesn't believe in God or heaven or anything spiritually. My dad and stepmom said I could respect them enough to try, and my stepmom was crying about their kids and how awkward and sad it will be for them when they realize their big brother dismisses what they believe. They're really pissed off about it and they said I was disrespectful before I went home to mom. AITA. Story 3. AITA my boyfriend hasn't spoken to me in 2 days. I, 24F, got diagnosed with liver disease a couple days ago. It was a shock to me and my family, considering I live a healthy lifestyle and don't drink alcohol. I was honestly devastated by the news and had trouble processing everything. That night, my boyfriend, 24M, came home from work after I had been texting/calling him that day about the diagnoses. He came home and hugged me, but quickly sat away from me and got on his phone. He started doing research on my condition, but instead of being supportive, he was harassing me with unnecessary questions, trying to imply I didn't actually have liver disease, despite the doctor saying I did, and telling me I was wrong for not seeing a specialist. I understand he probably thought he was trying to be helpful. The constant questions were making me increasingly agitated, as instead of trying to be helpful and supportive it felt like I was getting harassed. My responses were getting increasingly short and dry, as he sat away from me scrolling on his phone. After one of my short responses, he looked at me and said, "Why are you such an asshole?" and got up and left at 11:30 at night. This diagnosis had already made this one of the worst days of my life, and when I needed him most, he was gone. He hasn't spoken to me in 2 days, we live together, and has not attempted to apologize or fix anything. I don't expect him to know what to do in every situation, but instead of calling me an asshole, leaving for several hours, and not speaking to me for days, he could have just asked, "How can I better support you right now? Or am I bothering you right now?" I feel like this is a reason to end our over 2-year-long relationship. AITA. Edit. I forgot in my original post I did tell him I felt like he was not being supportive and harassing me, which is what prompted the name calling and walking out. Edit. I cannot afford to see a specialist and my doctor did not recommend it. My insurance already did not cover my $600 ultrasound. Edit. More specifically, I have niffled. Edit. For people labeling this as dramatic. I am a healthy 24-year-old that is not obese, does not drink alcohol/soda, exercises, no family history, etc. While I will not die tomorrow from it, if it cannot be properly managed/reversed it definitely can lead to death. Not everyone can reverse NIFLD, and at the very least it represents an underlying disease process that indicates future diabetes, heart disease, and even cancer. Therefore, it was devastating to me, and yes, was one of the worst days of my young life. I never said in my post I was in a life or death situation, just that my family and I were devastated, which we were. Both of my parents are medical professionals and understand the implications of having NIFLD at a young age. Story 4. AITA. Because I don't want to go to all of my in-laws' holiday events. The holidays are coming up and I'm already stressed. We have an 11-month-old. My husband and I have waited our whole lives to have a happy marriage and happy children and we are finally here. I had a bit of a bad childhood and I'm very excited to make healthy memories for my children during the holidays. I love cooking and baking and planning things. The issue is that my husband's family monopolize every single holiday. Every single holiday and birthday there is a party thrown by his aunt, then another by his dad's mom, then another by his mom's mom, and then another by his mom's grandma. There's a minimum of 3 to 4 events for each holiday or birthday and it leaves no time for us to do our own thing at home. My husband normally just agrees to go to the events his family throws because his mom guilts him into going, but, now that we have a child, I believe it's our time to have our own holiday together as a family of 3. We also live about 30-40 minutes away from these people and they do not travel to us. The drive is expected to be made by us with our infant. And, while doable, it's a pain in the ass to travel around the nap schedule of a baby to a non-child-proofed home. I did not have family around when I was younger, so maybe this is normal? It just seems like so much, and whenever I express that I don't want to go to all these events, my husband assumes I hate his family or his mom guilts us into going because of them all wanting to see the baby. So either way I look controlling or like I'm just hogging my baby. Is this a normal amount of trips for holidays? Am I right to assume that, now that we have a family of our own, his extended family takes a backseat to us family? I don't want them out of the picture, I just don't want the assumption to be that we will attend every single event without question. Am I the asshole for wanting to stop attending so many events? Or should I just be going to them all? Story 5. AITA. For worrying my brother stole my medication. I, 16, am non-binary. About 8 months ago, I started taking testosterone injections. My little brother, 12, is a trans boy. So far, while my parents have been supportive of my transition, I think they've been sort of sidelining him. He never talks to our parents about what he wants anyway, instead going to me and trying to take my chest binders and such. He seems to feel that it's solely my job to support him in his transition. Recently he's been cagey, always distancing himself from the family and compulsively lying about every little thing. I thought my mental health was bad at his age, but his is objectively far worse. But the main point here is that my brother is incredibly secretive, lies all the time, and often steals things from me. All of this combined with me being incredibly paranoid and self-admittedly not that smart leads me to being worried about this. Today is when I take my injection. I keep all my supplies in a box, testosterone included. When I went to take my injection today, I saw that it was missing. I searched the entire bathroom despite being absolutely sure that I put it back in the box last week after doing my injection. When I asked my brother if he had seen it, he immediately replied that he hadn't. Then, weirdly, he decided to help me. I didn't even ask him to help me look. He searched the bathroom with me, asked our parents, the whole thing. But something just felt off. For one, my brother kind of hates me. I don't get why he would help me, or get so invested in helping. And he kept saying to me, "Are you sure you didn't run out? That you didn't throw it away?" Even though I know it was a new bottle and there was still plenty left inside. As I'm typing this, I know fully how crazy I sound, but I just can't shake the feeling that something is off. If he stole it, the chances of him even knowing how to use it are low. He didn't go through any of the training I did and there are no instructions with the kit on how to do the injection. But the fact remains that my brother is a bit unstable, and I worry that he would try to use it anyway. I can't ask my brother, he would be completely outraged by the accusation. I'm not just upset because he might have stolen my medication if he took it, he could have really hurt himself. There's about a million things that could have gone wrong if he did take it, and I can't stop myself from worrying. I want to tell myself that I'm just paranoid, that he knows better than that he would never do something that stupid, but I don't know for sure. The fact of the matter is that we barely talk, and when we do I have no idea if he's even telling the truth or not. I know that my life isn't some soap opera, that my anxiety is just getting the better of me, but I can't stop the worries that keep coming. Am I a total asshole for thinking so lowly of him? I really feel like one right now, but I just want him to be safe above all else. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.